We're here. I think we're alive. And we got two people, Johnny and Jason and Amanda.
Neighbors.
The doors.
The doors?
The doors. They got their doors.
Oh, yeah.
The doors. They look good, too. The building's looking awesome.
It is.
Yep.
Very inviting.
Yes.
Chocolate anyway.
It's kind of sad because when it's all done, then they're going to leave.
I know.
Yeah. Then we'll be all by ourselves. Phil's here.
Did you guys get notified?
Did you? Well, you were checked.
I didn't.
You did? Maybe you got taken off our
Maybe
off
I
the list.
unsubscribed. There it goes. Okay.
Living. Oh boy, give it a minute. Let some people get here. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. I've had a million things running around in my head. Nothing really sticks. But there is good news. Today was a good day. Jason and Amanda, 2 eggs in a basket. In one basket got their roll-up doors on their barn dominium today. My son finally got his truck. They got his truck running. It was this morning. It was looking pretty bad, so I spent a day in prayer for a truck. I never prayed for a truck so hard in my life. But yeah, and it's running now, and hopefully it runs good for a long, long time. And what are you doing down here? I hope everybody got to watch our goofy little video of KG. Yeah. It's funny, we don't get a lot of responses on the doggy videos, but it's more or less for us and for the grandkids and people that know Cage and stuff. And
he's just cute.
Yeah, he went boating and swimming. And it's funny to watch him because these Boston Terriers normally are not big water dogs.
So when they are big time.
Yeah, and he is. He really loves it. So, wow, it looks like Richard Oliveria. I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah,
a long time.
Hi, Richard.
And Karen, 2 babies, 4 grands.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Karen.
A video, cute of the video of the puppy, yeah. Mark's here. Yeah, it was, that was a fun day out there on the lake, and this little guy just really, he's right here at my feet. What are you doing?
What?
Darn near took me out today. We let him out to go potty, and I seen a dog running around out there. I thought he might be tempted to take off with this other dog. So I'm shooting out the door, and as I'm shooting out the door, he's shooting in the door. And as he's shooting in the door, he took my feet out from underneath me going down the stairs. I got my arm and on the wall. Anyway.
Hey, Mark.
He felt really bad.
Hey, Taylor. Hi, guys. Yeah, he did feel bad.
Yeah, he felt, she thought he had broke a leg or something. I said, no, he just feels bad that he hurt me. And she goes, no, and then he got up and walked around. So.
Yeah, because he gave him a pretzel.
He likes pretzels.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew?
I think he likes pretzels better than dog treats. He likes them because they're salty or something. And let's see, what's the next thing? We're getting ready to work on our building. I went out there today. Darla and I did a little bit of the building of the dream, and we're gonna start stripping the roof off of it, and we're going to put plywood on top and then wrap it with roofing material, and then we'll put the metal back on it. And I want to get the roof done. Got to do some extra strengthening of the roof because there's going to be a little more weight with the drywall and the insulation and everything. So we're going to beef it up a little more and get the roof done first. And then I've got some ideas on how we're going to how we're going to insulate this thing because it's on poles, so it sits up off the ground, and part of the floor is already framed in and stuff. But I'm going to have to remove the plywood and um, I've got to figure out how I'm going to plywood the bottom of the 2x6s, and then we're going to foam it in to seal it off real good, and then we're going to put bats of insulation in there, and then that way, if something does manage to get underneath the building, which when I get done should not be able to happen, but if by chance they do, they won't be able to get up inside the building, which is basically going to be a tiny house, but it's going to eventually be. It's going to be a long process because we're try to do it all with green. So we'll see how that goes.
We won't live long enough to pay off the debt, so.
Ready for Amazon again? No. You haven't been around for a while. There's no way I could do Amazon again. Trust me. Lonely Hitchhiker Kent. Howdy, y'all. Howdy.
Hey.
That's kind of a cool name. Lonely Hitchhiker Kent. Are you a hitchhiker, Kent? You actually go hitch. I used to have a buddy of mine when I was a kid, and that's what he would do in the summertime. Him and a buddy would go, and they'd hitchhike across the country, and they had a really bad experience one time, and that was it. Last time.
Erica, I posted on your Facebook page.
Captain America with bike. I saw somebody had someone on there that built both bikes, I guess. That's quite an undertaking. I know some guys that built those, and I mean, they watched the movie like 1,000 times. I looked at the posters and everything to get everything just right, but that whole frame is chrome, and there's a lot of polishing on that. So, half out now, not anymore. Dangerous nowadays. Yeah, that's true. And that's tonight's kind of.
I don't see the Captain America on here.
Maybe it's on my personal or something.
Oh. You saw it?
I think I did, yeah. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, a lot of things are changing again in the RV world. There's I guess, camperman Kevin, man, he has like an army of people up there at his property, and it gets 20 below up in that area, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I saw that.
Hey, Charlie.
Nomadic Fanatic.
Terry, hi.
Hi, Terry. Nomadic Fanatic, he bought property up there. Everybody's buying up there. Williams, Hallbrook area up in Arizona, up in that high altitude, and it gets really cold there. So we'll see how. Of course, in the wintertime they can come down and they can go to Quartzsite in that area and kind of warm up. But in the summertime, it's real nice. Williams, that area is real pretty, but it's cold just in the winter.
Yeah. Thanks, 2X, for asking people to thumbs up.
Yeah, that really helps. Right now, I know we keep talking about all the stuff with YouTube, but it's really, really, really weird to be on this side and watch what's going on and trying to figure out how come this and how come that. And we've kind of just got to the point where we just look at it and go, because it's crazy, yeah. And by the way, Terry, I saw that Prepper Wayne, his hand's doing better, but now he's got, I think his shoulder or something has a pinched nerve. So
yeah.
So I'm saying life is crazy right now. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy.
Mark says it's supposed to be an exact replica.
Yeah.
I wonder, did you put that on his private page? Because I didn't see it on either the Economic Refugees page, either the Facebook page or the group page.
I don't know. Who did that? Who put it on?
Mark.
Mark did. There, I don't know if anyone ever saw the original Ghost Rider bike, the one that the poster that Dave Mann painted the poster, and it was a Gen shovel. Well, it was actually a what they call the pan shovel because it was a pan bottom. They put a shovel top, and my buddy was the guy who originally built that bike, and him and I built two more. We built number two and number three, and he this guy he's a weird dude, but well, I'll tell you what, when it comes to being an artist, he's amazing.
And he goes by Jesse James.
Yeah,
like that Jesse James. His real name is Maurice.
Yeah, he the real Jesse James, the original Jesse James, the younger guy, West Coast Choppers. This guy's a lot older. This guy's like my age. And anyway, this guy's painted some amazing motorcycles, Marilyn Monroe bike and a bunch of stuff. And we built two more, and he painted the background that where the Ghost Rider with the Pony Express guy, right? And we set these bikes up, and he put the bikes out in front of these posters, these big backgrounds, and you can pay $5 and get your picture taken. Yeah, sitting on the bike, the original looking Ghost Rider bike with that background, like in the magazine picture. And there was three of them. He bought the original one back from the guy's widow when after he had died. So he had all three, and he was trying to sell them because what he was doing was Easy Rider rodeos and stuff going around, and like I say, taking pictures in front of that thing. So some of you guys have been riding bikes for a long time, going to those Easy Rider things, might have seen it. But anyway, I helped him build the bikes and stuff like that. So a couple different deals with him. Anyway, it's kind of neat, kind of fun. I don't know where he ever sold them. He had them up for sale. He was selling them, trying to sell them one at a time. But
I see the cartoon of the guy building his bike in the house, but then after that, it's that one. The dog chewed the that Dudley Wynn put up.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
This is a Captain America bike. You know what it looks like.
Yeah, I do, but
One
I didn't
Peter
see
Fonda.
I didn't see the post.
I met Peter Fonda. My son and I did, and my son.
Hi, Gia.
He goes, "Hey, will you?
There's Pepper Wayne. Hi, Wayne.
Will you sign my vest?" So Peter Fonda signed his vest. We walked away. And I go, "What?" He goes, "I got him to sign my vest," and I'm like, "Oh, dummy, I should." He's a pretty nice guy. Peter Fonda was pretty nice. Let's see. Oh, hey, Prepper Wayne. Good evening. I saw your video.
His ears were burning because you were talking about him.
Yeah, Terry probably told him you better get on there and show your presence, huh? No, but anyway, yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I guess you're going to get up on the roof, and I'm going to be getting up on the roof of this shed out here, and Darla's not too happy about it. But the way
Mr. Gimpyfoot.
The way it's going to happen is we're going to reinforce the roof, we're going to panel it, and then I'm going to go up on the roof, and then I'm going to take the peak off. I'm going to take it from the peak down, but I can just lay on it and reach it. So.
Hi, Maddie.
Maddie's here. All right. Well, we're getting a lot of people tonight.
Hey.
What the heck happened?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
I know how to make it go down. Let's talk politics. What is?
That doesn't usually make it go down.
I know. Well, the people that watch are like, yeah.
Jason's the only one that shuts off.
You?
No. That's his favorite saying. So, yeah. So, anyway.
Not by yourself, you're not. Getting up on the roof, Jason.
Yeah. Jason's going to help me. So
Jason's going to be down on the ground going like this.
Him and Darla are going to be holding the net to catch me. Yeah. Well, once the roof is done, then it should get a lot easier. Then it's going to be a matter of.
Hi, Myron Priest. Thank you. That was nice.
My favorite YouTubers. Wow.
Hey, Patty Mom.
There we go. Wow, look at this. It's like really entertaining tonight. All we have to do is just sit here and say hi. Like it would be in a parade.
What is that they say? Wrist, elbow. No. Wrist.
When were you a parade queen?
Elbow, kiss.
Oh, yeah?
That's what I was doing when you found me, right?
What? Parading?
It was a parade.
She's parading me.
Hey, Mellow Cat. Make them numbers crawl up. Checking in. Darla, I sent it to your Facebook Messenger. Oh.
What is it?
Really?
That's us.
What's us?
Oh, I thought you. Oh. Yeah, that man. I have a motorcycle. You guys have probably heard this before. Anyway, there's a bike around here, and it's sitting in a field. The guy moved it the other day, just pushed it, kind of turned it a little bit different. I think he was trying to get the grass to keep growing up through it. So
you wouldn't see it anymore.
Well, the thing about it is I want to get it really at a reasonable price, and I don't care what it looks like.
Okay, so Mark just sent it.
Because I'm going to redo it. What is it? Is it that bike? I love these guys that they do these things, and they're talking about the Captain America bike, and it's like an Evolution motor with these like fake little panhead covers on it. Got to be a panhead. Oh yeah, there you go.
Here's what he's talking about, guys. Can you see that?
Does it have the Bates headlight and everything on it?
I don't really see the headlight.
Looks pretty close from there.
That is a cool picture, though.
Yep. Yeah, the guys that built those bikes were a couple of black guys down in LA, man.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, and they didn't really get a lot of kudos for it either.
21 people and only 12 likes, guys. You're making Mellow Cat cry. I'm going to lay down a bunch of pillows, Wayne says.
On the roof? Yeah, well, yeah. What are you going to get back to? Are you going to be able to get back to work, or are you just, GS? Harleys, yeah.
Who's got the Easy Rider motorcycle now? Mark said he built it in his bedroom.
I bought a.
Do you know who has the?
I'm sure it's with a collector now, and there's a lot of copies. A lot of people have built copies of that. I mean, if I had to guess, I bet you there's probably 30 or 40 of them. But I bought a bike one time. There was this round house in where we used to live in Hesperia, and it was an actual round house, and this guy had this bike, and he had drugged this bike around for like 10 or 15 years, and it was a friend of his bike that when the guy went to jail, he told him to hang on to it, and the guy was killed in jail about like 2 years after he was in there. And this guy had it, and he said, "Look, I don't know anything about motorcycles. I'd like you to just come look at it and maybe give me an offer on it or something." And I went and I looked at this bike, and it was an old hardtail generator shovel head, and it was rake frame, and it had the dual headlights and the whole thing. I wish I still had it, but I got that bike for $1,500, and I knew a guy who loved them old shovels like that at the time. I told him, I said, I picked this bike up, and I said, but I got to do a little bit of magic to see what's going to be involved to get it registered. But if you want it, I'll give it to you for $2,500. He said, okay, I'll take it. And I never did anything, but I did all this DMV work for it, and he came and picked up the bike, and about a week later, the title came to him and everything, registration. I put everything straight into his name. So
I just looked up, Myron, to see who owns that bike, and it doesn't say.
It says a museum in Kansas.
Oh,
that's what Mark said.
Okay, Mark. Thanks.
See, there's some brothers that built these bikes, and one has the Billy bike, and the other one has the Captain America. Okay. And they go riding all the time.
Hey, Wayne, can you private message either Economic Refugees or Bill's Messenger, and let me know what CBD oil you're using? I really need something for his foot. Bought some very expensive cream, and it's not cutting it at all.
Do they have any of that?
Topical?
You could smoke it or something.
Is it topical, or do you take it in water, or what? Hey, Trey.
Here they are.
Elko, Nevada.
Yeah.
Have we been there? Yeah, we went there when our kids were little. We had our tag trailer and got in a. Isn't that where we were when the wind came up so bad?
No, we were going to Ely.
Oh, okay.
Ely, Nevada.
Okay.
That's kind of a cool little town, Ely, Nevada.
Dragon Balm CBD, Patty says.
Oh, she knows what Prepper Wayne's using?
Oh, I don't know if she knows what he's using, but yes, I'll do that right now. It's topical and can be used orally. Okay. Yeah, GS, we lived in SoCal. Well, that's where we grew up. We're born and raised in LA.
But we're now officially 13 years.
Yep.
Starting our 13th year. Yep. And we started 13 years ago. We left for Amazon in Coffeyville, Kansas.
Is that where we went? No, that was Fernley where we met Richard.
Yeah. But our first full-time RV job, work camper job, was Amazon in Coffeyville, Kansas. And boy, and we were in a campground that was a mud bath. And I mean, it was the coolest thing about that place was that's where the Dalton boys had that big shootout trying to rob two banks. And we went over there. We went into this old hardware store, and we got to talking to the owners were these old ladies, and their grandfather was the one.
They were like in their 80s.
And their grandfather had been the one that supplied rifles
during that shootout.
And man, these ladies, they loved us. They did. I went in to get some stuff. It was a hardware store. And what was weird is they had like these Kodak cameras with the old flash cubes.
With the flash cube.
And the packaging all brand new.
It was all faded from being sun baked. And
it was a crazy.
We kept trying to tell them this stuff's worth a lot of money.
It's like a museum. It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a museum. It was unbelievable.
Like, get these on eBay and sell them. They're like collector's items. They're like, oh no.
Yeah. They wanted to give them to us. And I was
they never let us pay for anything. They were happy we came in and talked to them.
We stayed and talked to them for hours. They showed us the whole building, and they took us outside. There were little plaques on the ground where some of the townspeople had. That's where they fell when they died during the shootout stuff. Them guys were pretty good shot. The Dalton gang, the townspeople took a lot more of them to kill these guys.
Well, and in one of the museums around there, they had the a card like this, like an index card with all the lead pieces that were taken out of the youngest brother. I can't remember his name. He was the only one that survived, and the doctor who took them all out ended up letting him rent a room for
it was one of the brothers. He got shot 26 times.
Yeah, they took out all these pieces of lead.
And then they imprisoned him in Los Angeles, and this doctor and this lawyer, they stayed in touch with him. They got him out of jail before he died. He spent the last 8 years of his life.
Let me catch up here. The one my friend built in the museum, he also built a Billy bike, and it's there too, Mark says. GS says, my dad was born in City of Angels Hospital. I don't even know if that's there anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Bill was born in Huntington Park, and I was born in Long Beach.
And I grew up in Downey, and you grew up in Norwalk.
Yeah.
And then we moved to the mountains of San Bernardino, Crestline, and then we moved to the high desert of Hesperia.
Thank you, Wayne. My old partner had a car dealership in Ely, Trey said. Used to go there often. Myron. They're getting ready to open huge Amazon warehouse where I live.
Oh yeah, I remember
They're
John
waiting
and Patty visited us in Coffeyville.
Yes.
That was that was that time when those people
Yeah,
pulled up to the buffet.
John and Patty didn't visit us in Coffeyville.
Yeah, they did. They were there when those people pulled their chairs up to the buffet, and they started. I mean, to the actual where you get your food, and they were pulling the food away from these people. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's all you can eat, not all you can eat.
Wayne lived a few hours north of Coffeyville. I do remember Mountain Stink, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I also remember hiding from Mountain Stink with you along the baseboard under the window. Good times. Yeah, hospital's not there anymore, Gia says.
Crazy life.
Cheesecake dessert. Oh, man.
I like cheesecake.
Who likes cheesecake?
I like it.
I should learn how to make that. I don't think it's that hard.
It isn't. It's just all cream and...
Happy Nomadic Anniversary. Actually, we rolled out of California on the 6th of October.
Yeah.
It was the day after our first grandchild's first birthday.
But we were living in the RV.
What did you do?
What?
What did you proceed to do right out the gate, down in the gully, on that dirt road on Lassen? Remember?
Hmm?
And you were like, I hope this isn't a sign of things to come. You dropped your coffee.
Huh?
You dropped your coffee.
Oh.
It went all over the car. Yep.
Well.
Like we weren't even off the street. We spent the night at our son's, and they had hookups for us there. I don't think they had them at that time though, huh? We did that later. But yeah.
Yep. And then I did clean the carpet this weekend though. Who? What?
My favorite parent.
Who? Oh. There's our daughter.
Yay.
So here's a couple people if you're not aware. Prepper Wayne, RV Prepper Wayne, he has a YouTube channel, and he's like Mr. Solar. I mean, he's the man. So if anybody's interested, at this point he had a little accident where a diesel truck decided to park where he was parking.
Yeah, he's got some good footage.
Yeah. And so he's a good one to go and subscribe to. And Ortho Crofty, that's our youngest daughter and her husband. They are homesteading, and they're kind of silly, but they're fun to watch, huh?
That's why they're
kind of silly. And she shows you, all of our kids and everything. I don't know, sourdough is like the hottest thing going right now. And Darla's been teaching everybody before all this thing got going.
Leah knew how.
Yeah.
To cook it already,
but now
we've been having fun.
Darla's kind of helping everybody get things rolling here.
I've left it all over the country. I left some in North Carolina. I left some in Georgia. I sent some to Nevada.
Yeah. So anybody else here have a YouTube channel that
let us know, and
we could shout out for you? Because
2 Eggs, 1 Basket RV, we're trying to talk them into it, but
yeah, they only want 1 subscriber, and that's us. So I don't know how it's going to work out. We always hit like. Their barn dominium's looking pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Ortho says, Wayne said they're your only parents.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it any less true. And then she said, isn't this channel just for politics?
Who said that?
Your daughter.
I'm going to have to drive to Georgia. She lives in Georgia. Did you guys get pretty wet there? Did it get a lot of rain?
Their channel, GS, is Ortho Crofty. It's all one word.
And you can see it there in the...
Yeah, she's in the comments.
Yeah, in the comments. And I also want to say, man, that hurricane, that was one of the things when we had that job down there in Key West. I mean, I was looking around, and that was one of the comments that we made to them was, what happens if a hurricane comes? Oh, well, you leave. But they made it sound like you didn't really get to leave. And when we quit and we left, and then it was, what was it, Ida?
Yeah, Hurricane Ida.
Went through there. And the people that replaced us, their motorhome was totaled out. They were in a Category 5 building that came apart. I mean, you know, um, I think Florida is a beautiful place, but I don't know. I mean,
we've been there, we've seen it, and I'm good now.
yeah, it was like California too. I mean,
Especially down in the Keys, I didn't like that.
We lived in California, and we went through as kids and as adults too. We went through all those bad earthquakes, and they're pretty scary. The difference between a hurricane and an earthquake is when a hurricane is coming, you can get in your RV, and if you're living in an RV, my suggestion would always be, if you know that there's a big storm like that coming, you need to get lost, because I mean, you're not going to survive a storage, the water, you're not going to survive the wind, so you need to just get out of there. Earthquake, you don't know. I mean, it wakes you up, is what it usually does, or you start realizing the house is moving.
Cindy said they didn't get a drop of rain.
They didn't get a drop of rain. Wow.
And that.
Your brother's truck got fixed, by the way.
Yeah.
It's running, finally.
God. That comment, my favorite parent.
Hi, Vince.
Hi, Vince. That was from Stephen Douglas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Stephen Douglas. Our newest
yay, Patty.
Child-in-law, or whatever you would call it. Huh?
Let's see. Myron says that he bought a 95 Lazy Days. It got a 95 Lazy Days.
Where's that? Oh, nice.
I keep getting texts, and
it's got a grounding problem.
There you go.
I haven't even had it out on the road. Well, Lazy Days, I think of all the Class Cs, that's probably about the best built one you can get, I would believe. I've never owned one, but I know they've been around for a long time. They used to make them in Riverside County somewhere by where we were. And they had clubs and everything. They're closed now. They're no more. It's kind of sad, because, I mean, they were in business like 50 years or something. But, well, how do you know you got a ground problem? I've been dealing with a electrical problem in my pickup, and right now it's not there, so I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah, talk about Gremlins. Hey, Steve. How are you and Jackie doing?
Hey, I was in San Diego for 40 plus years, and we didn't really get earthquakes, but we got the aftermath, and they would last for days. No one seems to care. It scared me to death. But when we were up in the high desert, when they had that Big Bear quake, after that, on one side of our house, the one door wouldn't stay closed and the other door wouldn't stay open. You had to always block them with like rocks or something to keep them open. Bedroom doors.
Still at the Dodge.
You know what? They have that. What is it? TIMP or whatever it is. Something like TIPM or something. And it's possible it's in there, because it's the speed sensor keeps going out in the rear end for the speedometer. But I've been getting them in AutoZone and all that. I was over there talking with the parts guy the other day when I got another one. I've got 3 now. And I said, let me ask you, is it just, do you think it's my truck, or do you think it's just these things are junk? And he goes, you know what, we get so many of them back. He goes, I don't know what to tell you whether it's that, but he goes, these things are pretty bad. So I went online and I found an NGK. Well, NGK is a Japanese made part. So I've got it. I got one. So when this one goes out, that's going in, and I have a feeling that's going to solve the problem.
Oh, tell them about the heater we wait, let me clean this up first. Hang on a second. Yes, Jason Bing, but I muted it finally. Some pesky daughter. People that don't have flood insurance or wiped out in Florida, it's really going to take a lot for people they won't rebuild.
And Prepper Wayne, He's an expert on Florida hurricanes. He was in Michael, in the
We drove
Panhandle.
through some of the aftermath of that when we left the
Yeah, we drove through there, and
We
man,
made a video on that too. Steve says, bit of a setback after my stroke, but we're doing well. I'm glad you take care of yourself because of the oh, I loved putting a deck of cards on top of Leah's door because it would fall closed. Then when she opened her door, they'd fall.
Our kids were really mean to each other.
KCXH. Your way.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So you were, so then,
Oh yeah.
okay. So we have like a fireplace heater, electric heater for in here for the winter.
Nice. I like it.
And but it's not super efficient. And it's just a 2-wire plug and stuff like that. And what's crazy is
that
anyway, in the morning when I turn that on, Cage comes out and puts his feet underneath that thing as close to
I don't know how he
to the heater. And I mean, when he comes out of there, he's like ready to just combust.
Right.
So anyway, I found this. It was supposed to be red oak because that's what our interior is, all red oak. And
Kirsten.
hey,
CFH.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I get you now.
Hey guys.
Howdy. So anyway, I got this thing, and I turned it on, and immediately it's like, okay, I got to take this outside. So I unplug it, I take it outside, plug it outside. I mean, when you turn an electric heater on, it always has a little bit of smell. Well, this thing had a lot of bit of a smell, and I mean, it smelled like burning oil plastic or something.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
It was like,
so
I could like taste it on my tongue, gave me a headache. I'm real susceptible to stuff like that anyway.
Baked potatoes. Anyway, I turned it on and off like 3 times, let it cool down, brought it and put it in here. Next morning I turned it on and it stunk this place out. So I shut it off and we tried it for like 3 or 4 days and she's finally like, this is horrible. I was like,
he turned the heater on and I'd open the window.
So
God.
we boxed it up and it's on its way back. So we put this other one back in here. So the most happiest person is Cage.
Yeah, because he has his old heater
now
back.
he gets his old heater back. He likes to crawl under that.
Let me explain CXH. Chris and Kirsten. Ortho Crofty is Cindy. In case you didn't know.
Okay.
She's got her own YouTube channel. Her and her husband do. So check them out. They're cute. Ortho, I subbed to your channel. I'll watch your videos. That's great, Wayne. Thanks.
Yeah, there you go. They probably need solar for their
You
garden.
guys should sub to Prepper Wayne's channel, Sam.
Yeah.
He's got some good advice there. And let's see.
And Prepper Wayne's like us. He's always looking for a place to come and stay for a day or two on the road out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can come stay here. Myron says the tail lights feed into the other side, multiple lights.
What now?
On his lazy days that he got, the tail lights feed into the other side, multiple lights.
Sounds like something to do with a trailer hitch or something.
I don't know.
The plug for the trailer hitch.
Never.
Or if it has one of those little converter boxes, that sometimes that does it too. So if that's in there, just pull that, get rid of that, just hardwire it up.
CXH, you guys are still in New York? Yes. I'm glad you weren't in Florida.
I hope, Chris, you hit the like button, please. See, I could say that to him because I'm Uncle Bill to him.
Hey, you'll never guess, Chris, Kirsten. Ask him what he found in the storage the other day when we went through it and tidied things up.
What did I find?
What did you find? It reminded us of Chris.
No? What? I don't remember. Oh, my shake weight. I'm going to send that to you.
It's in the will. It's yours when he dies.
Yeah. You probably need a good workout. You probably hadn't had one yet. You ever see those things where
Shake weight.
I'm not gonna say what it. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
If you don't know what a shake weight is, look up shake weight.
Yeah, Chris loves it.
No.
Yeah, he plays with it. He every time he was around, he wouldn't leave that thing. When I was just a little tiny boy.
Demonstrating.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah.
We didn't think anything of it till Chris walked in.
Yeah.
Bill was showing him. He's like, great, Bill.
Chris is a bodybuilder.
Demonstrating.
I think Chris and Kristen are both did bodybuilding and stuff. And
Wayne says I made a lot of jokes on them. Yeah.
He used to watch me work out with that thing, and he was jealous. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He'd just sit there and go, dude. I'm surprised you're alive.
My shake.
Get you in shape, Chris. You need it.
Want to play?
We started talking about shake weight. Now we gone down.
This is a family channel, okay?
Yeah.
I know people are logging off. My grandkids are watching this. My kids are watching.
Well, there's only 3 of us talking on it.
That's true.
Let's just ignore everybody else.
Can we go back to politics now?
Yeah. Uh-oh. What did you say, Chris? It got hidden. Oh, okay. So,
oh my.
let's see. We need to talk about something about RV. So,
well, we were talking about some lazy days that has an electrical problem.
Yeah, I kind of gave them a little bit of a possible
Thanks,
thing.
Jason.
They
hit the like button. Thanks, Yanni.
Like I said, it has that little control module which converts it from 3-way, where like if you just have turn signal and brake light and what it converts it to do for the trailer towing. So you could use a 4-pin plug or whatever. So anyway.
So John Combs is a very old friend of ours.
Yeah, he's like 90 now.
He sent me this and said, "Look what I found today." Those were our kids.
Yeah, it's like 6 months ago.
Yeah. Those were my babies.
Yep. They're big babies now.
They're all grown up.
Yeah, that little boy in that picture there, he's 40 now.
Yeah. Yep. My thoughts on RVs is to watch the first step. It will get you. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, one thing I'm going to say, and this is going to sound a little political, but in these times right now, if you have an RV, hang on to it, because the thing about it is if where you're at, things start going south real fast, then you start doing your research on where can you go, because that was one thing about it is when we took off in 2010, so that was right in the midst of the last recession, which we're going to go through a lot harder thing this time than we did then. But we took off, and you just go to places where things are good, because not everything in the country is going to be devastated. Parts of it will, but not everything. So the advantage to being mobile like this and having your home on wheels is that you can go somewhere where there's jobs, or if something new is happening or whatever. They're pretty much, as long as we can still buy fuel and stuff at a reasonable price, it will still be worth it. A lot of these RV jobs, they virtually want to get you for nothing, get you to work for nothing, but you just have to be careful what you choose. I usually think that campgrounds are not as good as like a Gate Guardian or Sugar Beets or Fireworks or whatever, something like that on that level is going to be a better option than working in campgrounds. Campgrounds, they could be brutal to you.
Well, I don't know. Ask Two Eggs and Mellow Cat how they feel about campgrounds.
Yeah, they love them though.
They do.
Yeah, especially KOAs.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, the good part about working in a campground is normally they're in really cool places, you know. And if you get along with everybody and the owners aren't weirdos, it's not a bad gig. But sometimes the people that own them things are pretty rough. So
John says modern day nomad.
yeah, well, we've traveled this country many times. You know, I mean, and I see now a lot of people are getting out there and rolling. So it's the time where people are starting to head towards Arizona and that area. Really, that's
Yeah, they want out of the cold before the cold hits them.
yeah. And I mean, I think at this point our what we're going to attempt to do is probably try to stay here through this winter and see if we can get this shed done and get some of these medical issues taken care of. Darla starts her stuff here in a week or so, getting her checked out. But you know, when you're on the road, it's hard to do that stuff. We did find a really good doctor in Las Vegas, and so when we stayed in Quartzsite, we would drive from Quartzsite to Vegas early in the morning and go see him, and then drive all the way back, and usually get your blood drawn and everything, and then have to like go about a week later.
Yeah.
And it was a
brutal.
tough drive.
It was.
But
when you get a good doctor, it's important.
Yeah, he's a really good doctor, really nice guy.
Jason says, "Oh my gosh, thanks! Now I have that infomercial stuck in my head." Thanks, Bill.
What one's that?
The shake weight.
Oh.
Myron said, "Thanks for your input." Spring training, Patty.
Thanks for my input. Okay, on Lazy Days.
Wiring, yeah.
Yeah, Lazy Days is a good RV. So you know, is it on a Ford chassis or a Chevy?
Patty wants to know how spring training was.
Spring training. I'll tell you what, I enjoyed it. The only problem with that surprise, the guy that was kind of like running the thing, I don't know how he is now, but man, he would just come in.
It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. I'm sure he's still the same.
He would come into my stand and would chew me out in front of everybody for nothing, for no reason. Would just come in and just lose it.
And honestly, that job, it was extremely physically demanding.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody, like the cashiers and the cooks, they all stood in one spot and they did their job. But as a lead, you were running here and running there and running to the warehouse and making sure you had everything stocked up all the time. And you were just basically the gopher who got 50 cents more an hour than anybody else.
I filled 3 freezers or refrigerators.
And you had to carry cases of
water
and those big tall bombers and just a lot.
And it was just
a lot.
The thing was there was probably about 8 or 10 people that worked in them things at least probably. Yeah. And the thing was is I would get really good. I would get it where everybody worked as a team and everybody was really positive. And then this guy, his name was Danny, would come in there and he would jump my stuff and everybody wanted to walk off the job. And I go, no, calm down. He's having a bad day. Someone got on his tail feathers. And then I go to him after work. I say, you ever do that again, man, we're going to have a real serious problem here.
And then he'd be good for a minute.
Yeah, he'd be good for, a game or two. And then
he did it to me. And I told him, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. He's lucky I finished out the last 2 games because.
And then he wanted us back. And I said, we're not going to take your attitudes. Oh, well, we do good together 99% of the time. I said, you're 99% of the time, but we don't deserve that. Plus, he was a young punk.
Jason says he'll never wear canary yellow again.
Yeah. Yep. Would keep on adding.
2 Eggs and Mellow Cat, they were the ones that did the KOA. We met them at a KOA.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
They don't like campgrounds.
Yeah.
Certainly not KOAs. Anyway.
For some reason, these campgrounds think that it's really important to have 14-year-old employees too. I don't know what the point of that is, but they hire all these children, and these children act like children, and the adults are having to do their job plus the children's jobs because the children want to play around and you know
Be children.
be children. And instead of hiring one adult, they hire like five kids, and I don't know, they must get a deal on them by the, four or five at a time, and then they don't do nothing, and the adults are busting their butts while the kids watch. So that's what happened up there at that last job in Montana. And this one kid, he would come in.
He was 14.
And he was 14, and every time he would come in, I'd send him home. And the lady that was running it goes, well, why do you send him home? And I said, because all he is under feet. He's always in the way.
It was already a small kitchen. So.
He doesn't do anything other than get in the way.
We're having to trip over him to do our jobs and his job. So it was just better if he just wasn't there.
And her and I got into it over it, and I just looked at her like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I that's why there's advantages and disadvantages to be full-time RVers, work campers. Is one is when somebody gives you crap like that, you can just leave. And the other thing is when people give you crap, you leave and then you just got to go find somewhere else. And there's always somewhere else. There's always somewhere else to go.
Myron said it's a Ford chassis with a 460 350 chassis.
Okay, well, 460, great motor.
Oh, Ford chassis. An RV bandwagon says trying to work at a KOA was the dumbest thing I've tried to do. Hope all is well.
Yeah, well, artistic people with minds of their own, it's hard to work at a KOA. It's hard to deal with them because they well, the one where Jason and Amanda and we worked, the guy that he wanted everyone to think he was the owner. He wasn't the owner, but he would stand outside of the restaurant and watch the line go around outside and around the building, and there would be two people trying to do everything in there, and he would stand out there and watch. And I mean, if I was trying to run a place like that, the best thing I would do is I would run inside the building and help. That would be my thought process. Whenever I ran anything, I always felt that when I was managing or whatever, like Sugar Beets or whatever, I was there to help the employees. They weren't there to help me. I was there to help them. And that's what I did. I mean, I'd have people go, oh man, I'm so tired. Well, let me go get you a cup of coffee. And I'd go get them coffee and just, I mean, and it's not like just walking over a coffee pot. I got to drive clear around the lot and go over and get it and carry it in the truck and then haul it up to them and everything else. And then next thing you know, one person sees you do it and then they all want it. So best campground I have been to is Double J RV Park in Springfield, Illinois, off Route 66. They are always super nice and working on the grounds all the time to keep it very nice. Yeah. Well, there's got to be some nice ones. There's
well, I mean, the campgrounds as a camper can be nice, but working for them, I just don't recommend it. I just think it's, that's just our experience, though.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody is here watching this and you're younger,
and they are pricey.
Good jobs are like driving a bus in the Grand Tetons and stuff like that. You get jobs like that, or you work retail in West Yellowstone. Stay out of the campgrounds.
And
we like working RV dealerships, but the problem with that is that it just seemed like there was always one crazy person. I'm the type of guy. I mean, I can work for people, but nobody's going to push me around. Just not going to happen. And nobody ever better push her around. That's rule number one. I mean, I'll take a little bit, but I'm not going to take anybody messing with her. So that just immediately, that's landing gear up, time to roll. So
you know what they say KOA stands for? Keep on adding. Because if your kids want to use the pool, that's extra. If they want to use the putt golf, if they happen to have that, that's extra. If they want to go tubing, that's extra. I mean, they have all these things, and if you've got dogs, that's extra. If you've got too many people, it's extra. You know.
Hi in Idaho City. Heading south.
Hey, Carlos and Linda.
Yep.
Awesome. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Patty says leadership is something you do with people, not to them. That's
right.
true. That
well,
is true.
It's like I say, for me, it's hard working for people a lot of the time. So
a lot of these work camper jobs, as we've been getting older, I mean, we're closer to 70 now, both of us are, than when we started. Let's just put it like that.
And we started, we were 54.
Things hurt now, you know, and a lot of the jobs are just real physical, and they really take a toll on your body. And for the money, it's just not worth it. I used to tell Bill, we're trading body parts for paychecks. It's hard. Some of it's really, really hard, and we can't do it anymore.
Well, and
that's why we loved fireworks, because it was real low physical impact.
Yeah, and Sugar Beets was good for a while, but
Sugar Beets was great for me, but it was bad for him in the end.
There's the foremans did a lot of physical work there, and you were expected that if you got hurt to suck it up. Yeah, she sat. The hard thing for you was pouring water to make coffee.
Yeah. That was hard.
I mean, I was moving these big, huge 440 cords and in the mud and all this stuff and running up and down these stairs to these machines, and people were getting jammed up. And then they wanted me to fix these machines. And you got these guys that are union mechanics, and you call them out, and it takes them 30 minutes to get there, and they just have this thing where they just kind of walk around, spend a lot of time looking at stuff, drinking coffee, and eventually they get on it. But being a foreman, they expected us to like basically troubleshoot the problem and sometimes fix them. And you can't climb up there on that boom and put that belt on there. I'm not going to climb up on that boom.
I'm not the mechanic.
If you want to put it down they didn't want to put it down on the ground. They wanted you to climb the beat pile. And go up there, and it would throw a belt. There was something wrong with it. Kept throwing a belt. I go, you guys need to go up there and figure out why it keeps throwing the belt. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I wasn't going to go up on top of that beat pile.
Yeah, some people do like to micromanage too much, Wayne. I was watching California Insider on the utility prices in California. Crazy prices that they're paying. People are going to flee California even more.
I guess I heard something too that gas prices are almost $7 a gallon there in California right now. But you know what's just crazy? It's
we decided the people that drive crazy here are Californians that left California and moved to Texas, and then from Texas they decided, well, we don't like what's happening here, so now they're coming here because they all have Texas plates, but they drive like they're from California.
Yeah, and the worst thing in California is if you're involved in a wreck in California, it's like when you turn the lights on, there's roaches. They just scatter. Everybody hits the road, holds the throttle,
and drives away. $6 a gallon in Kern County, Taylor Rose.
Do what?
$6 a gallon in Kern County, Taylor Rose.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Are you in Kern County right now? I used to back in the 70s, man. I used to do a motorcycle run up there to Kern River. That was a big thing. All the motorcycle clubs went up there and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Oh, anybody got anything else to add? We're at our hour mark. Goes fast.
Oh, okay. Bakersfield, yeah. We used to Lake Isabel there, right above that is where Kern River was, and there'd be a lot of motorcycles up there. It was a big rally back in the 70s. I don't think they have it anymore.
Hey, Sam loves coffee. I haven't seen you in a while.
Drink coffee.
Drink coffee.
He was on here last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
Oh, it's recently, but I don't see him often in comments.
Getting cooler. Woohoo.
Wesley says hi. Hi, Wesley. Yeah, it is cooling off. It looks like.
Yeah, it's 79.
Like I'm forced to vote for you for president.
What?
I can't let him do that because he'd walk off stage going the wrong way, and I just can't do that like some people's wives.
Well, you know, I feel sorry for the guy in a way. I mean, I think his wife, she's pushes him out there. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
nice here too. Laugh out loud.
Okie homie.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be president. I don't know about that. Um,
You don't like somebody's hand up your butt making you do.
well, you know what? The American people would like it if I was president because what I would do is I'd fix things, and by fixing things, it would mean more like people would have to become a lot more self-sufficient and not looking for someone to solve all their problems. Life is not easy. Um, I mean, we were self-employed for over 30 years, so other than paying taxes, we didn't get much help. That was the help was they relieved us of a lot of extra money that we
Financial
had.
burden.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just too much money. Here, take it.
So there's a lot going on right now, everybody. It's a lot of secretive stuff going on, but there's overseas the banks are collapsing, and so we're gonna see some pretty tough times here. So if you are an RVer, you know, always be looking around. Always have a plan B and a plan C. Don't be locked in the first thing because I've known people that have drove long distances to go get a job, and when they got there, we're not going to need you now.
Or they wanted the deal wasn't, you don't get it in writing.
Yeah.
You get there and they're like, oh, well, you got to work 24 hours a week to pay for your spot, each of you. It's happened.
Yeah, so you just gotta really be careful because people will make promises to get you there.
Free RVs for all.
Yeah, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
We tell you guys when we first started our channel, Bill's like, well, you know, we're economic refugees, and so we decided, well, that's what we'll call our channel. And then we had to change the name to Economic Refugees RV because people from third world countries would get on these chats or send us emails and say, where do I get my free RV? I want to tour America.
Yeah.
So how it
For
works.
some reason, they thought we were giving RVs away.
Yeah.
So
once in a while, they'll still email us and ask us.
Yeah.
That.
Well, things happen. So
yeah.
But a lot of fun. All right, guys. Well, I guess Darla's getting antsy. She wants to get off of here. She's always like, I don't want to talk to these people more than an hour. Yeah, she is.
I mean, we can go 2 hours long, you know, but nobody can watch it.
Well, you never know. They might. You seem to be getting a lot of people watching tonight. A lot of people are coming on and off.
Yeah.
They're not into our nonsense. You have to watch this a few times so that you get to the point where, okay, I'll just stick it out for an hour or so. Well, you guys, yeah, we're going to get off. But anyone that, you guys save us some questions or something for next week because, tonight we're like content free tonight.
Yeah, right.
You can only do that so many times that people are like, wow, you're boring. So.
I know, let's make a video of our dog.
Well, nothing's exciting has happened with Class A living or anything. So.
I could do a video on his physical therapy. Would you guys like that?
We got a bug zapper for my leg now. So
bug zapper.
Yeah, she's gonna start zapping me. What they're doing to me now is they're like taking acupuncture needles and sticking them into the nerves in my legs, and then they're hooking up these little electrode things to the things, and they're throwing electrical charge, and you can watch the little pins going like this, wiggling. Oh, it's crazy, man. I'm laying there going, when they're sticking them in, it's like,
Does that hurt?
Yeah. MOBG shake weight. Okay, I don't get that one. Oh my. Anyway.
She meant OMG.
OMG. Okay. We got the second time.
Pincushion, yeah.
Yeah, it's
but dude. Like they like here's his calf, and they stuck a needle, and then they stuck the wires on, and they lit them up, and they were all going.
And my leg,
All
it
at
was
the
just
same
like,
time.
oh man, and
Yeah.
you know, you got to kind of lay there and just kind of roll with it. And man, it's, I mean, and now we got the home version, so she's all excited about learning tomorrow how to get after my leg with it. So
Terry,
what?
if she takes any needles out of her sewing kit and cuts the cord off the lamp, you better watch it.
Yeah, that's about what it feels like. Oh man, and they stick it like right here too, and your, you know, my foot where my heels down. Oops, my heels down here. They kind of stick it in here, and then right up here. Oh man, the places where they stick it is just, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And they, before that, they used the little stick on, like, you know, tire patches. They have these little things and they're freezing cold. They stick them on your leg and then they plug into those.
Yeah.
And they sit there, and that's supposed to like loosen it up so that they can really hammer you with the heavy duty Zaporozhis. So
start smelling like cooking roast, you know.
yeah, I'm just you know, the thing about it is I mean, I might have a good day, but most of the time, man, I'm and they and the gal, she's the doctor. She's pretty cool. She always says, she goes, it's got to get a lot worse before it's going to get any better. She goes, you've got to be, you've got to have all that stuff actively inflamed or whatever it has to do.
Well, ignited. It's got to be brought back to life, you know.
And
a lot of it, because there was so much swelling, there was like compression injury and death, really, of the nerves, and the muscles started to atrophy, and so it's all got to be woken up, and the nerves have to like fire back up. And
that's for RV bandwagon.
Yeah. May the force be with you. Long live and perspire.
That was
Wesley, sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it, Darla? Cutting the lamp cord.
Yeah, well, we've had 7 different companies over the years.
Yes.
Man, and it was, what always put us out of business was like they let Chinese dump, or you know, California was a hard place to be a business. They had a wait, and every time there was any kind of a burp in the economy, boy, the state workers and the county workers and the city workers were in your business all the time trying to figure out a way to take your money. Any way to get you for a couple $100 here or a couple $100, and they would threaten you. They would threaten us. Oh, you know, we'll shut you down. You got to pay this $200, and then a week later, a guy comes in and goes, "That was all bull crap." Yeah. They're just trying to keep their jobs. So crazy. All right, guys. Oh, we're out of here. We went over.
Guys, we'll see you next Monday.
Yeah. See you later.
Good night.
Good night.